Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Rock and Sea Homestead. This is Marcy coming at you. Today we are moving on to getting some of our seeds that need to be direct sowed into the beds planted today. It's a cloudy day, but the weather's supposed to hold off, so we're going to get it done right now. So this weekend we got our tomatoes and our peppers planted into our raised garden beds. Those we had started from seed starts inside about 8 weeks ago. So those were top priority to get in the ground because they were getting huge. And now we are ready to do some of our direct sowing. This year the things that we're going to direct sow are a couple of different kinds of beans and some snap peas. We're also going to direct sow some lettuce and spinach, but right now we have other things sitting in that bed, so we're not quite ready to do that. We're also going to direct sow maybe 1 or 2 squash plants. So that's what we've got today. What I'm going to get into the ground are the beans and the peas. We're going to plant the beans in this bed, and full disclosure, we haven't tried to grow beans before, so this will be the first time for us. These say on the packaging that they're bush style and that they don't require staking. We'll see what happens with that. The peas, we know from experience, we have grown these before, we know that they need to be trellised. So they're going to be planted in the bed next to this one that has a cattle panel up the side that we can trellis those pea plants right up the side of that cattle panel. So that's what we're going to do. First things first, I'm going to get these bean plants put into the ground here, and then we'll move on down and we'll do the pea plants. We're starting right here in this bed. These bean plants are going to share space with these tomato plants that we've planted over here, and we're hoping that they will all be friends together in this bed. But as I said before, we've not planted beans before, so I'm not 100% sure. We are trying 2 different kinds of bean bush plants just to see which one we like better since we've not done it before. We've got these blue lake bush beans, and they have a really big seed. And then we're trying these here. They're called Cantare or Cantare. I'm not sure which way. I guess it depends on if you feel fancy while you're pronouncing it. But we're going to plant those over here. They're slightly smaller beans. So we're just going to split this bed in half on this side and half on this side. Now, when we tried to get these planted this weekend, we had to stop what we were doing and wait because we read on the packaging that you're supposed to soak the seeds overnight. So now we've done that. We have soaked these seeds overnight. And now I'm just going to follow the instructions that are here on the back of the packaging. It says 4 inches apart and about 1/2 inch to 1 inch deep. So we'll do that. Full disclosure again, we typically plant things a little bit closer together than they say. Sometimes that's just fine, and sometimes we learn our lesson the hard way, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go about 2.5 to 3 inches apart, and I'll probably put 2 bean seeds into each of the holes, and that way if one doesn't germinate, the other one will, and when they start to come out, we'll pull out the smaller one and let the bigger one continue on growing and hopefully producing a whole bunch of beans here in a couple of months. So I'm just going to dig a little canal right down here to about the halfway point. I'm going to put 2 seeds in each section of the canal about 2.5 to 3 inches apart. And then I'm going to do the same thing down here. I'm just going to dig a little canal about 1/2 inch to 1 inch deep, and I'm going to put 2 seeds into the canal about 2.5 to 3 inches apart. They both have similar instructions for what you're supposed to do with that. So let's get these in the ground. Okay, so we've got the beans planted and it's time to move on to the peas. For the beans, I tried to plant them straight down the center. I centered them between our irrigation pipes that are running in that bed. For this one over here, since we want to trellis them, I'll start them a little bit closer to the actual trellis. Although it's been my experience that once they start to reach up, they grab on with tendrils and they should probably be good to find their own way up this pole, but just give them a little bit of an edge. We'll start them up nice and close to the side of the bed. And this bed also has some cucumbers in it, which we will trellis up this side. And last year's experience tells me that they'll go all the way up to the top and possibly start going down the other end. which is kind of fun to walk underneath the arch and reach up and pull off a cucumber. So planting in this bed always provides a little more challenge because I don't have access to reach easily over from the side, and also I have short arms. So it'll be a little awkward, but I'm going to do a similar thing as I did over there. I'm going to go ahead and dig a little bit of a channel all the way down the length of this bed. And these can be planted 2.5 to 2 inches apart. So I'm definitely going to be planting them just a couple of inches apart each. Soil depth is 1 to 1.5 inches, so maybe just slightly deeper than those, but I think we'll be good to go at about 1 inch deep or so. I eyeball that, and so far we haven't had any trouble with that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dig a channel all the way down from end to end. I'll probably have to halfway through stop and reach in through the cattle panel to finish up my channel and to plant the peas, and let's get her done. Okay, the last thing to get planted today is going to be some zucchini. So we have a love-hate relationship with zucchini here on the Rock and Sea homestead. In the past, we have grown or planted quite a bit of yellow squash and zucchini in this bed right back here, but the battle for the squash bug has not been always won by us. And we don't eat that much zucchini and squash, and we don't use it that much for preserving. So we are scaling back our zucchini game significantly this year. In fact, we're just going to try to make one zucchini plant go the mile without succumbing to squash bugs. I am willing to commit to pulling squash bugs off of one zucchini plant this year. And we're going to try it right here in one of our self-watering, self-wicking tubs. If you haven't seen how we make these things are great. They absolutely crushed the pepper game last year, and so hoping they will also crush the zucchini game. So what I'm going to do here in this tub is I'm just going to dig a hole in the center. I'm going to put 2 of these zucchini seeds in there, and we'll see which one's the best, and we'll pull out the other one, and then we will tend and cultivate just the one, and we'll see what happens. Okay, I've got everything planted that I'm going to plant today. Last thing I have to do, get everything a good drink of water, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, well that's it for the direct planting for today. We've got things planted, we've got it watered in. Now it's up to Mother Nature to show us what she's got. So hopefully in a week or 2 we'll see a whole bunch of sprouts coming out from the ground there for our peas and our beans and our zucchini. And here in the next few days we'll also get our lettuce and our spinach planted, because in central Oklahoma where we're located it gets hot really fast. And the growing season for lettuce and things like this that prefer cool weather is pretty short, and we're a little bit behind where we'd like to be getting these in the ground as it is. But we'll let them go for as long as they will, and keep our fingers crossed for a wonderful bean, pea, and zucchini harvest this year. Thanks for coming back and watching our video. Appreciate it so much. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. There's a button right down there in the corner. Subscribe to our channel so you can see all the different things we're growing this year. And also some updates on our goats and our chickens and some of the other projects we have going on here at the Rock and Sea Homestead. We appreciate you again for watching our video, for coming along on this adventure with us. And from our homestead to yours, have a blessed day, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye.